Hi, let's discuss service delivery. You're here with your host Neville Williams. On today's topic, we'll be discussing housing. With that, we've invited Councilor Kaldine from Ward 18 to assist us with the issues regarding housing. Stay tuned.
Constantly told that residents have title deeds. The city of Johannesburg issued title deeds to community without educating them based on when you own a title deed or when you have a title deed, you are now responsible for the flats. When it comes to human settlements, it is a sectional title deed. I don't think the city understands what a sectional title deed means. It means that what's inside your unit, you are responsible for it. What's outside still belongs to the municipality. So these drains, there was a project that was launched for 20 million, and this doesn't look like 20 million to me. When it comes to City Parks doesn't cut the grass, they tell you it's housing. When it comes to sewage, Johannesburg Water tells you they cannot unblock the drains, it's housing. When it comes to electricity, City Power tells you they cannot switch the electricity on, it's housing. So where's the accountability? When are we ever going to take accountability or responsibility for what we are responsible to do or how we are supposed to deliver services to the residents in the city of Johannesburg? These are new pipes, and this is
Quite blocked.
and it's smelling very bad.
Our houses are smelling.
And if I should say, I'm taking accountability, even though I'm the host of this show. I'm one of the subcontractors that worked on this project. I can definitely say that the work that I've done wasn't substandard. However, the problem is most of the time people are being just told to work under a main contractor, and when they do come to our community, they provide us with substandard work. We have some residents that can attest here. These are new pipes that were installed, not even 10 months old if I'm correct. These pipes are blocked. So this is part of your sewer, and this is not good. So in terms of service delivery, this is not good for our community.
Like I said, 20 million rand for the council flats in Eldorado Park. That's extension 7, extension 6, extension 4, extension 2. It cannot be the order of the day. We cannot tell community they have title deeds. A sectional title deed means you are responsible for what's inside your flat and not outside of your flat. Johannesburg Water is failing to take accountability. Housing is failing to take accountability. City Power fails to take accountability. Housing yet again fails to take accountability. Nobody wants to take accountability. You told, or as a resident, when you do go to the rent office in Extension 5, you told by either Tokozani or Lindelani, you have a title deed. So can we have human settlements come to Eldorado Park? Can we then give the residents education on forming a body corporate? Formation of body corporates is important so that residents can understand. But when someone now wants to build a structure at the flats, now we have development planning department coming in and saying that you cannot build a structure because it's an illegal structure. You're not allowed to build on city infrastructure. But when it's time for you to fix and correct the wrongs Then you told you have a title deed. Yes. So can we have the city of Johannesburg take accountability? It is 2026. It is time for elections. You will be coming back to my community. We never saw you for 5 years. 5 years you failed in delivering services to this community. You will be coming, knocking on the very people's doors, asking for votes, but you failed to deliver a service to the residents of Extension 7.
But to actually give their views in terms of what transpired during the process of the project and what issues they still have up until today, if you may speak.
Yeah, well, from the beginning, I don't think we were paid the proper salaries. Point two, we had no supervision. Yeah, we were thrown into the deep end. We weren't taught how to do the work. We were just given material, given a plan, and that is how we went about working. When we gave our input into how the pipes has to be, or our input on what we see, how it must be done, we were told we are not professionals. We must stand out of the water. The professionals will see to it. Lawrence.
You didn't say you can ride my bike.
Hier jou input ook hierso.
Je kan Afrikaans ook praten, het maakt niet uit.
Nee, praat niet. Wat ons is
Wat is die challenges? Dat ons gevangen het is zo, dieselfde het saam met die mense gestaan. So ons kan nie niks gepraat het hierso nie. Ons moet net gegaan met die flow van Sari wat hulle aangevang het hierso.
Still here at Birdcourt, and as you can see we have all of the kids here behind us. We're actually pleading to the Department of Housing so that our kids can have a better life. These kids are living in unforeseen circumstances with sewage running all over the place. The infrastructure is outdated, so basically these are our future leaders. We are asking the Department of Housing to start taking note of the residents within Eldorado Park.
I think for me, Mr. Williams as the host, I'm very frustrated as a ward councillor. Number one, we are infringing on these kids' rights.
Correct.
The Children's Act 38 of 2005 says when a child is in need of love and protection, these children are not protected at these flats. When I sit here today, I look at all the in and out at these flats, and anything can happen. Anything can happen to these kids, God forbid. We're in this community and we're fighting for our children on a daily basis. Our children cannot be subjected to sewage water. It sits on this little person's chest. It sits on their chests. So as much as we think it's okay for them to be playing in sewage water or any clean running water, because they're kids, when they see water, they're going to play with the water. Automatically they're going to play with the water.
Exactly.
So for me, that is a concern. You cannot say residents have title deeds. It is a sectional title deed. And number one, when title deeds were handed over to the residents with the former mayor's time, Herman Mashaba, they didn't explain to community what is a title deed.
But just to interject there, Councillor, to my understanding as to how when you speak to title deeds, I don't know, is it just me or is it the community, but is the department not supposed to leave the people's units in a much better state prior to giving them the title deeds? For example, like you said, it's a sectional title deed. What happens with the pipes, the underground pipes
100%.
that have dropped, that's causing the blockages? So how do you tell the residents as a councillor, because people are holding you responsible? Sometimes people are saying that you are not doing your work. You belong to a certain party called the Patriotic Alliance. So how will you educate us because you are the first point of contact, and I don't blame the residents for fighting with you, because this is what we get as residents of Eldorado Park. So
100%, and I agree with you, Mr. Williams. You know, in terms of, that is why I'm saying, when the former mayor, Herman Mashaba, handed over title deeds to these residents, it was never explained to them that we will not fix your units. Residents were under the impression, because it was just put onto them and they just had to accept it.
And they were happy that they would receive their title deeds.
People took title deeds because they were scared that they were going to lose their flats if they don't sign for title deeds.
Correct.
So it was put onto them in terms of, give them the title deeds and they will shut up. And it's not about that. Now, people are sitting with a problem at these very flats that belong to the city of Johannesburg, and there's absolutely no accountability. When the lights go off and we log a call, City Power tells us it's housing's responsibility. When the grass is not cut, City Parks tells us it's housing's responsibility. When there's a blocked drain or a blocked manhole, Johannesburg Water tells us it's housing's responsibility. So what is the Human Settlements Department doing with the budget allocated to human settlements? Every financial year,
question.
Every department gets a budget that we vote for in council. We sit there and we vote for budgets. Now, what is happening to that budget? I'm asking myself, and I'm sitting here as a representative. I'm not against the city, but I have a responsibility and an obligation towards the residents. I cannot agree when the city is not delivering services to the community of Eldorado Park.
Just to come back, Councillor, you spoke about you guys as councillors fighting for budget. So just to educate us a bit more, in terms of when you guys fight for the budget, does that specifically mean that you are fighting for a certain budget, a certain amount to come to that specific community that you represent? And if so, where does that money end up?
So budgets are not allocated per ward, it's allocated per region.
Correct.
So in the entire region G, every ward has council stock. Human settlements has flats, hostels, old age homes, and retirement villages that belong and fall under housing. Housing cannot say that they don't have money. They have Joshko flats where people are paying rentals, so they are collecting revenue. When you talk about a community like Eldorado Park, and I'm not saying on some mense wil nie werk nie, make the opportunities available and you will see them do, and they will line up for those jobs in order for you to collect rates and taxes. How do you as the city expect to collect revenue from someone who's unemployed, or a flat where the mother and the father was the applicant or the title deed holder and passed away and the grandchildren are now in the flat unemployed? How do you expect somebody of that caliber to be paying rates and taxes to the city of Johannesburg? Yet the people who can pay are not paying. Our councillors paying rates and taxes. Let us start there. Can we please have an audit? This is now
Please,
off topic.
I welcome that
Can
audit.
we have an audit of all the councillors in the city of Johannesburg? Can we see their rates and taxes? Can we see their electricity and their meters? Because it's always about your people are not paying revenue. We are not collecting revenue from Eldorado Park. Can we see those that are working for City Power? Do they have functional meters in their properties?
Yes.
Let us start. It's what's called lead by example.
Correct.
You must
Accountability.
Accountability. You must lead by example. Can we get an audit report of all those things? It's okay to come and ask people for votes, but are you going to deliver? I've had a very difficult time with this city having to deliver any services to the residents of this community, and I'm simply saying, let it go where it needs to go, but I will continue to represent this community to the best of my ability.
So what you're actually saying in retrospect, Councillor Kaldine, regardless which political party you belong to, the entities are going to fail that specific political party. Doesn't matter
100%.
whether tomorrow the DA is in control in Eldorado
Every
Park,
official is
whether
affiliated to a political party. So when the
Correct.
PA is governing here, you'll find that the different political parties' officials are sitting in positions of power, making it bad and making it seem like I am not doing my work.
Hence, I'm saying so we need to hold the entities accountable because
100%.
they've got the budget, they've got the resources, but they are not feeding you the resources to come and do your work actually within the community.
It's 2026 January. There was no work happening in 2025. The grass is a perfect example. City Parks was on recess. With the city of Johannesburg, Pick It Up was on recess. The week of Christmas, Pick It Up drivers were drunk in this community. They bumped all the bins in Alabama Avenue. Residents took the vehicle's key not because they wanted to terrorize
Or hijack them.
It was for safety purposes, because what if those bins were not bins and it was children that they bumped? So they came to work drunk during this festive season, and guess what? No feedback from the RD. The RD is on leave. Everybody's on leave. Everybody's taken leave. Councillors don't take leave. Residents had to live in this mess and had to have Christmas
with all
in
of this
this
long
mess.
grass. And councillors, seeing that we're speaking to housing, as you can see, we've got so many people living here. And I can tell you and I can attest that the people, these places, their units, it's overcrowded. There's more than 12 people living in one unit. I don't know, maybe the residents can just agree or disagree. But I think what happens, as you can see here within Elders, we'll be going to that site as well, where we have residents of Eldorado Park that erected checks within the community. Because since post-apartheid or 1994, nothing has been built when it comes to housing within Eldorado Park. So obviously the sewer lines is overcrowded. It blocks the electricity, too many people using the electricity. So Councilor Kaldine,
And the foreigners
as a representative,
that this government allowed in our country. And the foreigners that are taking business from our people. Here's an example. There was a tuck shop here, but we've got 3-4 other foreign shops in this very street. So now people are going to run and go and use or buy from foreigners, and left a colored female out of business because there was no assistance for her in the Department of Economic Development. So we can sit here the whole day, Mr. Chair, and we can discuss, let's talk service delivery the whole day.
exactly.
We need accountability. There is no accountability. Can the MMCs stop taking pictures and come to the ground? Can they come to the ground where ward councillors are subjected to deal with issues? We take out money out of our own pockets to sometimes unblock drains because residents have to live with sewage and the children have to live with sewage. Can they come to the ground and come and take accountability and responsibility? No, seriously, we want to know what's happening to the budgets in the city of Johannesburg. We have the right to ask, and we have the right to truth and transparency in this city. We are tax-paying citizens. I am a tax-paying citizen. I'm a gold taxpayer. I have the right as a resident of this community, born and bred in Eldorado Park, Ward 18, Extension 6, to understand why is the city failing this community. And I'm not going to say colored community. Why is the city failing all locations?
communities.
Why is Midrand taken care of? Why is Randburg taken care of? But why are black and colored communities not taken care of? Look at the state of Kliptown. Look at the state of Pumville. Look at the state of Eldorado Park. Look at the state of Freedom Park. So it's not even about which political party, because there is different political parties governing their wards. The city is failing its residents.
The city is failing the city, basically.
Yes.
That's what you can say.
The city is failing the city.
Then people might say, what's the purpose of us actually making these videos? And obviously, we're trying to get the word out there. We are desperate as a community for service delivery. If the mayors, the MMCs can come to our communities and see in what communities we are staying in, it is appalling. It is in a bad state. People, unemployment, is very high. I'm sure it's sitting at close to 65%, if I'm not mistaken.
80%.
80% by now. So we are speaking to the entities. We are speaking to housing. We are desperate. That is why we've come to a point where we need to speak to everybody so that they can hear us. This is not a political stance, just a show. We are desperate, we need help, we are asking for help. Please come and help us.
They're eating the money. The contractors, the ones that get the contract, they're eating the money. That is why our flats look like that.
I don't know.
You must come and see how it looks inside.
Where must I stay? So by the end of the day, you must tell. We're 15 in one house. It's right now.
Yeah. And then if this person get a contract, then they don't even pay the people that is working here. They just run away with the money, then the people stop to work. And that's what we can. And that's so like we can.
I'm Councilor Juwairiya Kaldine. I'm the Ward Councillor in Eldorado Park, Ward 18. I'm also the Section 79 Chairperson for Development Planning in the City of Johannesburg. I'm currently at Actionville in Extension 6. And these are the circumstances how people had to force themselves onto. And when I say force themselves onto, I'm talking about there's land invasion all over in the city of Johannesburg. But when our people, when colored people decided to grab land, the city of Johannesburg came here demolishing structures. An instruction was given from the Chief of Police to demolish structures. The residents of this extension stood their ground and they said it's not going to happen. They've been on housing lists since whenever, years ago. There's never been development one in Eldorado Park, not that I can remember for the years that I've lived. I've been born and bred in Eldorado Park. There has never been development in this community. These people are currently situated here and they are living here with no water, no electricity. We are saying to the city of Johannesburg, while land invasion happens all over in the city of Johannesburg, why are we just focused on Eldorado Park and the wrong that Eldorado Park is doing? These people have occupied the space for longer than 48 hours. As you can see, it's an entire community living here in Actionville. We are appealing to the MMC of Housing to assist us with electricity and to assist us with water for these people to at least have facilities. Even if it's JoJo tanks, it's fine. They'll have water. They'll have water that they can use. Instead, they now have to go to the residential area, which is opposite the road, the flats or the houses, and they have to collect water. I want to say to the residents of Actionville, thank you for standing your ground. Thank you for ensuring that, you stick to what you want. It is time that colored people rise in colored communities. I thank you.
So we're back here in Actionville in Extension 6. It is an area where shacks were recently erected. So I'm here with some residents. They can give you an overview as to why they erected the shacks in this area, why they're staying here, what happened, and maybe they can just explain.
Okay, the reason why is because it has been since 2013 that I've been on the register looking for a house. I was married, divorced and everything, still not getting a house. So I want to say thank you to these guys. However, the only thing that we need now really, it is water. We need electricity. My daughter comes to me, then she has to sit in the dark. My son don't want to come to me because there's nothing happening. There's no water, there's no electricity. I can't cook, I have to eat crisp. I have to drink cool drink. I have to go and borrow water by the neighbors. I just think it's fair if we can at least get that bit of help by getting all those things, please. Thank you so much. That is all I have
And
to
just
say.
seconding on that regarding the years that we have been waiting for housing. We have applied, we went through the proper channels to make sure that we are not illegally doing things. And now we've been given an opportunity to do what we think it is right. We desperately need houses. I mean, we're living with our children that are over 30 years already of age, and our younger children, how are we going to give them a better life if we are going to be 3, 4, up to 6 generations living in one house? And then we become overcrowded, and there is where, I mean, even if you look at unemployment also, how are our children also going to get houses for themselves as well? So we're also looking for job, and I believe this area will also create jobs for us as human beings, as residents.
Thank you very much for the opportunity for us to voice our concerns. Sanitation is one of the most prevalent needs. We need proper sanitation because sanitation is sanitation if you look at it. You cannot be using a bucket system and not having boreholes available to you. We don't have the equipment to even dig the boreholes for us. So yes, we are asking or we are requesting that we just get through what we are really trying as residents here to abide by all rules as far as law is concerned. We are not bridging any boundaries. We're following all channels. But I do believe our main challenge right now is sanitation, water, and also fixing up, like we paying for many things because we have fundraisings, we have bribes, we have, so that we can afford to get the gandas out so that they can scrape the roads for us. At the present moment, we are trying to get the roads fixed. But because we only had so much funds raised, we can only do so many yards or streets to finish up. So really sanitation is one of our major problems.
Okay, just to second that, we've been living here in Actionville for the past 4 months now, four to five months. And there's been a lot of challenges, sanitation, water, electricity. So basically what we're asking from the government is infrastructure. If they can push through with the infrastructure and help us with these challenges that we have, we would highly appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Okay, we have one of the guys also facilitating and helping the people staying within the area. If you can just add.
Good afternoon. My name is Karim Arams. I am one of the coordinators. We have occupied this land. Reason why is because, as we all know, that for the past 32 years now, that no houses has been built in Eldorado Park for our community. And that is the reason why we have set up Zozos and stuff here for people. So what we are asking, the layout plan is exactly laid out according to housing department, where you get your 15 by 15 and you get your back-to-back, your streets. And all we're asking now is please put in the bulk infrastructure for our residents because they need it. Water, sanitation, electricity, it's a necessity. That's all we want. And we can look after this place and develop it.
Basically, it is a human rights violation.
Correct, yes.
And also, just to add on what the people said, many people will say that these shacks were erected illegally. To an extent, I would agree. But we want government to know that the residents, the community of Eldorado Park, did this because we are desperate. We've been living, in unforeseen circumstances for the past 30 years. There's development that has been taking place around Eldorado Park. And I don't want to make it an Eldorado Park issue only, but across the country. So many areas when you go around driving, you see that shacks are being erected, and eventually those shacks becomes part of development within that area. So out of desperation, this is what the residents of Eldorado Park took it upon themselves to come and put up these shacks because, like I said, we are desperate, we are pleading, we are asking for help, we are not arrogant, we are not people that wants to go against the law, we are not lawless, we are desperate because if you can look across, you'll see those units, the flats, I'm sure they are about close to 40-50 years old. And if you look at the infrastructure is bad. It's not in 100% working condition. And within the units itself, it's overcrowded. You have close to 12 to 15 people staying in one unit. And I'm sure you guys can agree. That is why some of you come from those areas that came here to come and put up shacks. So in closing, we are asking the Department of Housing once again that the community of Eldorado Park, we are crying, we need your help. we also want to be treated like citizens of the country. Thank you.